the jungle. We got D Strange in the building. Got Naturel in the building.
I'm here.
You know the deal. Like, share, subscribe. And we want to get into this. The Chargers, oh my goodness. Listen, we sat here, we watched the game. The Texans, shout out to you. You had a great game defensively. You came out, you balled. But we need to talk about something. Justin Herbert, oh my goodness. I can't believe what I saw. Naturel, is Justin Herbert overrated?
Well, listen, that depends on how you rate him. If you going by like some of these people on TV who have him top 5, like, yeah, he's overrated. I think he's the middle of the pack kind of guy. Like, 32 teams? He's about 15. He's about 15. There's a lot of guys I'd rather have over him. He is a talented guy. He hasn't won anything significant. Anytime there's a big game, a big moment for him to have, he doesn't come through. In the playoffs, he's had one other playoff game that he's lost. When Jacksonville had that big comeback win against him. So this is the second time he's been not gotten it done. He doesn't get it done usually. There's been other big games for them to get into the playoffs that he hasn't played well in. So to me, he's a middle of the road quarterback who is very nicely paid.
I'm going to say this in his defense, right? We do know that from a skills position, he doesn't have the best wide receivers. They went on and they've dropped many of balls or made many of plays that weren't made, right? So we know his wide receivers can be better. His running back, J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards are serviceable, don't get me wrong, but there could be an upgrade there too. So that's one end of it. But the other end of it is, bruh, even if you lose, don't lose like that. That looks indefensible. Anybody who is even trying to defend you can't defend. Like, you sound crazy trying to defend him after that game. You got to let the season go by. You got to let a couple of games go by before you can even talk about him again as far as a top quarterback. Because if you try to bring him up after that game, it's not going to make no sense.
4 picks? 4 picks? Are you kidding me? One of them you can say, oh, we can't, it wasn't his fault. But a pick 6, another one nearly ran back for a pick 6 when the game was in the balance. Listen, you're the reason your team lost. It's not, listen, I saw sometimes some of his offensive linemen got ran the fuck over. Yes. So what? Your team still had a chance to win if you play better. And he doesn't step up when he should. That's why middle of the road. His salary ain't middle of the road, but you know what? That does mean he is overrated. I guess there's a lot of overrated quarterbacks then.
Yeah, I mean, there can be a lot of overrated quarterbacks, but in the end, to play that bad, I mean, that's just atrocious. And I think that one of the things about the way he played was, if you look at the other side, it's not like C.J. Stroud was just tearing it up. He was playing bad too. It was like, which one wants to give the game? The Texans were trying to give that game to the Chargers. I mean, just trying to fumble, intercept, everything in the book you could think they were trying to give to them. And the Chargers just like, nah. We need you to win. Nah, that's the way the Chargers played. They like, we gotta give it back to you. Nah. And that's why it's like, oh, this is brutal. I'm not gonna say he's overrated. I'm not gonna say he's underrated. I'ma just say right now, there doesn't need to be a conversation about him until next year, about 5 games in, and then we can talk about, where we think Justin Herbert. Because right now, if you ask me, I'ma just say, he just can't get it done at this unless you get him better weapons, get him a Tyreek Hill, something like that. It just can't be done. No way. The jungle.